Hi everyone, this is Rue on Paper. Welcome to another video. I think this is going to be quite a short video because I was just sort of collecting some topics, some things that I wanted to talk about for another Rue's Ramblings episode. But honestly, I don't really have that many things to talk about right now. So I figured I would just start filming, and if it's going to be a bit of a shorter one, then I'm taking up less of your time, I suppose. So maybe that's not that bad after all. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is actually something that came in the mail today. So just in time for filming. I broke my noseband for January. I was doing a noseband challenge, and then I came across an auction on Catawiki, which in some ways functions a bit like eBay auctions, but it's like for art and antique stuff and all kinds of stuff. And there's also some fountain pens on there. And there was this auction by Leonardo, the pen brand. And aside from lots of popular models that we all know and love, they also apparently have made an exclusive pen model just for Catawiki auctions. It is called La Virtuosa, and I absolutely fell in love with it. So I placed a bid. Didn't expect to win the auction because I didn't want to go too high. So I placed a very reasonable bid. And I was just watching a show last Saturday with my partner, and in the middle of the show I got a notification that apparently I won the auction. So I only had to pick out a nib size, and then it was sent to me from Italy, and it is here. So I've already taken it out of the little plastic that the pen came in to spare you from the crinkling noises. But this is the pen. The colorway is, I'll take off the little Leonardo thing. The colorway is called Murano, which is one of the islands in the Bay of Venice. Hello, can you focus? It's a lovely cracked ice resin with teal, a sort of turquoise, teal, greenish colors with blue, lots of medium blue in there, and a sort of reddish, warm brown. It has a rose gold trim, except for the center band, which I had expected would be rose gold as well, but it looks like it's actually silver colored. And it has a rose gold extra fine nib. Beauty vlogger moment, yay. It's not working. Is it my plant? Is my plant making sure the video is not in focus? Oh, this does seem to be better. Okay, no plant. No showtime for my new asparagus fern that I picked up at the supermarket at a discount, and it was looking a little sad, but it's looking okay now. Anyway, so this is the Leonardo La Virtuosa in Murano with the rose gold trim. And what I love so much about this is the combination of colors works really well, in my opinion. I like pairing my inks with the color, matching my inks with the color of the pen bodies. So you've got lots of options here, which is always very exciting. There's the blues, the turquoises, the browns, lots of things you can pair this with, and I think it would all work equally well. I usually really enjoy the writing experience of a Leonardo, so I'm excited to see if this one writes well. I've not inked it up. It just arrived like 30 minutes ago. So I'll probably do that later today. But I still have to decide which color. I mean, I could go... I'm thinking maybe something with that reddish brown, because that's something that I would actually like to ink up. I already have sort of a medium blue inked up right now, and a lighter blue as well. So I'm not really feeling the craving for another blue ink in my currently inked, but I could definitely add some of that warm brown, or maybe even like a nice turquoisey green, sort of aqua color. It's my first rose gold trim, I think. I don't think I have anything in rose gold, but I think it works really well with this resin. Silver would have worked just as well, I think. But I don't actually remember if they also had this in silver. I do think they had it in gold as well, but I'm not really big on the gold trim. So really cool. If you want to get your hands on one, I do think they have another one like right now on auction. You have to be a bit lucky to get it, I suppose. But I suppose they do one maybe even every week or maybe every once in a while. I'm not sure, but it's a really, really lovely model. And another thing I wanted to talk about is something that I'm a little less happy about, and that is the paper in my takeanote planner. So the takeanote has Sanzen paper. It's 68 GSM Tomoe River. And so far, I hadn't really had any problems with it. I believe they also used Sanzen last year, and I had no problems whatsoever. And this year started off fine. If you take a look at the writing on this page, which is a pretty dark ink, and then on the other hand, for example here, there's definitely some ghosting, but no bleed through whatsoever. Here I wrote with an ink that is considerably lighter, but that is quite wet. So I'd expected maybe a little bit of bleed through. No, absolutely nothing. Looks perfectly fine. But then you start to see here, there is definitely bleed through from the ink on these pages. Now this is a super wet scented ink. So I wasn't too worried. I thought it was just the ink. And I was like, okay, maybe I did push the paper a little bit too far by using this ink on Tomoe River paper, while the ink isn't that well behaved in general. But then, and I did not continue journaling for the rest of the week because I didn't enjoy the writing experience with this pen and ink combination. I was super busy, so I thought, let's just skip these pages. Do you see this? Do you see all of this bleed through? That's from this week, where I used this lighter blue ink that hasn't given me any problems before. It's very, it's not super wet. It's not dry either, but it's just very, it's a very standard ink. There's nothing unusual about this, but somehow this ink is giving me bleed through as well. And I thought, okay, maybe it is the ink. So I tried it on various papers, and it seems to be fine everywhere else. So I don't know why this look at the amount of bleed through I got here. This is insane. So yeah, I really think this makes the pages look quite ugly. I mean, sure, it'll be better if I write over it and it won't be as evident, but it's definitely annoying, and I just don't really know if the entire rest of the planner is going to be like this, or if it's just a couple of pages. If you have the takeanote, the same takeanote, just the regular English edition takeanote for this year, let me know if you're having the same issue with fountain pens, because I was really a bit shocked. I thought, I didn't get a Hobonichi A5 or anything this year, or A6. I do have the Hobonichi Weeks, but with the right pens in it, I don't have too much trouble. The paper is definitely worse than last year's, but with the right pens, it's fine. I have no problems. But I mean, I don't write as much. I write my to-do lists in here, and that's it. So I don't really mind if I have to use a specific pen or pen and ink combination. I don't particularly care that much. But here I just want to like use all of my pens and all of my inks and not have to worry about if it's going to bleed through. So yeah, I'm a little sad about this. I have yet to Google and just look if there's other people having the same issues with the takeanote planner this year. So yeah, if you're using the same planner and you also use fountain pens, let me know how these weeks have been in your planner. Yeah, I mean, you can even see it like straight through this sticker. That does not make me happy. I really hope it's just a couple of like faulty pages and that maybe like this page or this page will be better. Or it's just maybe like a weird reaction with the ink that I have. I mean, the ink hasn't given me any trouble elsewhere, but maybe it's just specifically on this paper. I don't know. I don't really know much about paper properties and the chemical properties that are involved, but this does worry me a little bit. Other than that, I'm still really enjoying using this planner. It's great. It's fun. I'm filling out my mood trackers as usual, my sleep tracker as usual. It's kind of nice having had a trial run of the system that I'm using in here last year, so that this year I just know what I want to do. Inevitably, I will change something up because I haven't been able to stick to one system for an entire year ever. But I also don't know if that's a bad thing. I mean, it's okay to be flexible, to be adaptive. But so far, I'm really liking this. I also broke my Duolingo streak just before I hit the 1 year mark, which is a little sad. But also, is there any point in just keeping the streak for the streak? If you're not really learning much. I mean, I was just really getting burnt out on Duolingo in Japanese. So I've actually restarted in Swedish just for fun, just to learn some basic words. I'm not studying Swedish at all. I've just always thought it was a nice language. So I thought, let's just do it to, if I have to kill some time waiting for the train or anything. But yeah, I've also been enjoying, I have studied Japanese for quite some days, because I think most of this is Japanese, so that would make 7 days so far with like actual sitting down, studying grammar or writing or something like that. So I think I probably learned more on those 7 days doing something else in Japanese than an entire month on Duolingo. So it's fine. And that is probably it for today's video. Yeah, mostly just the paper issues that I'm having with the takeanote and the gorgeous, gorgeous pen from Leonardo that I am so looking forward to inking up later today. So yeah, this will definitely keep making appearances every once in a while. Yeah, that's it. Sorry for the bit rambly video. I mean, that's why it's ramblings, so I don't have to apologize for it being rambly. So maybe I should just stop apologizing for that. It is what it is. You clicked on this thumbnail. You know what you're getting into. Anyway, I hope you have a great weekend or rest of the week whenever you're watching this. And I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.